Hey there, and welcome. Tonight, we're doing something a little different. We're not just talking about a business concept. We're actually unrolling the architectural plans for it. Yeah, we're talking about the master blueprint, the one that shows a company exactly how to connect with its customers.
I mean, think about it, right? Every incredible structure, whether it's a massive skyscraper or a tiny microchip, it all starts with a super detailed plan, a schematic that guides every single decision. So, what's the version of that for building a loyal customer base?
Well, it's called marketing management. And tonight, we are going to draw up those plans together. We'll walk through this thing piece by piece so you can see exactly how it's all put together. All right, let's get into it.
Okay, so first things first, the foundation. The official definition from the American Marketing Association calls it a process. And the key words you gotta latch onto are planning, executing, and creating exchanges that satisfy goals. So, you see, it's not just about running a few ads. No way. It's a whole system, a complete architecture designed to perfectly connect what a company offers with what a customer actually needs.
Which brings us to the very first section of our blueprint, the vision. This is all about the core philosophy. And it's a huge shift in thinking, really. It's moving away from asking, hey, what can we sell? And instead asking, what do our customers really need?
Okay, now this is fascinating. This table really maps out how business thinking has evolved over time. Way back, companies were all about production efficiency, just make stuff faster. Or maybe they were focused on just having a quality product. Then you had the big era of aggressive selling. But see the pattern? All of those are internally driven. They're all looking inward. The real game changer, the absolute core of our modern blueprint, is this marketing orientation. The focus flips completely to customer needs, and the whole thing is driven by the market itself. It's an outside-in approach, and that changes everything.
So, okay, if you're going to be market-driven, you can't just start building, right? You got to survey the land first. And in our marketing blueprint, that survey, that's market research. It's the absolute foundation that everything else is going to be built on.
And laying that foundation means getting your hands dirty with a few key tasks. You've got to analyze trends. You have to gather real, hard data on your customers, who they are, what they do, and you need to take a long, honest look at your competition. But the goal here, it's not just to have a pile of data. The real prize is finding the gaps. The untapped opportunities where you can step in and offer something nobody else is.
All right, so you've surveyed the landscape. Now it's time to actually draft the schematics. This is where we get into strategic planning and how you allocate your resources. And honestly, this is a super technical phase where a lot of businesses either win big or fail hard.
Because here's the thing you absolutely have to remember. It's not just about how much money you spend, it's all about how you spend it. You could have the biggest budget in the world, but a flawed strategy will just burn right through it.
And this graph just illustrates that point perfectly. Just look at these two lines. The bottom one, that's what happens when you just throw more money at a bad strategy. See how it flatlines? You get diminishing returns. But that top line, that is optimal allocation. A smarter plan creates way more profit even with the same amount of cash. It proves that the intelligence of your blueprint is so much more important than the size of your budget.
And this isn't just a nice idea, it's backed by research. There's this foundational quote that really nails it. It basically says that your sales and profit are way more sensitive to getting your allocation rules right than they are to just getting a bigger budget. In other words, spending smarter beats spending more every single time. It's about the strategy, not just the spend.
Okay, now for the fun part, the construction phase. We've got our foundation from the research, we've got our schematics from the strategic plan. Now we can actually build the customer's journey. Think of it like a carefully designed pathway that guides someone all the way from, I have a problem, to here's my money.
And that journey, it almost always breaks down into 4 clear phases. First, you have need identification. Then comes product research. After that, they evaluate their options. And finally, you get the purchase decision. A really solid marketing blueprint has specific tools designed for every single one of these stages.
So let's kick it off with phase 1, need identification. This is that light bulb moment when a consumer thinks, you know what, I need something. And the marketer's job here sounds simple, but it's actually super hard. You have to be the very first brand that pops into their head.
So what are the tools for that? Well, it's all about visibility. You need strong branding that's memorable, messaging that's super clear and compelling, and big awareness campaigns. This is where stuff like social media ads, the ones focused on just getting in front of as many eyeballs as possible, really shine. It's all about building that instant recognition.
All right, moving on. The customer knows they have a need, and if you did your job right, your brand is in their head. What's next? They pull out their phone and start Googling. Welcome to Phase 2, product research. Now they're actively hunting for information and looking for solutions.
And during this phase, your mission is twofold: get found and be trusted. SEO is absolutely critical here. You have to show up when they search. But then, once they click, that's where content marketing comes in. Helpful blog posts, useful videos. This is what makes you look less like a salesperson and more like a trustworthy expert who's there to help.
Okay, now we're at a really crucial point. Phase 3, the evaluation of options. So the customer has done their homework, they've got a short list, and now they are literally putting you head-to-head against your competitors. So how do you make sure you come out on top?
Well, this is where it's not about what you say about yourself anymore, it's about what other people are saying. We're talking about third-party validation. Things like customer reviews, user-generated content, real people using your stuff, and active community forums. All of that builds what we call social proof, and it is incredibly powerful in tipping that final decision.
And that brings us to the finish line. Phase 4, the purchase decision. They picked you. Awesome, right? Well, hold on. Don't pop the champagne just yet, because any good marketer will tell you you can still lose the sale, even at this final step.
The name of the game here is making things easy and recovering people who drift away. A super smooth, simple checkout process, that's not a luxury, it's a must-have. And for anyone who gets cold feet and leaves, that's where automated tools like abandoned cart emails can work wonders, just giving them a little nudge. And of course, a good CRM system is key to managing that customer relationship for the long haul.
So, to wrap things up, let's talk about the final and maybe most important part. You have to understand that this blueprint we've been designing, it's not a static document you file away. Not at all. It's a living, breathing system that you have to be constantly watching and tweaking.
And this schematic right here just sums up the whole thing beautifully. It's a continuous loop, see? You start by understanding the market. That knowledge lets you plan your strategy. You use your tools to execute that strategy, which lets you connect with customers. And that connection gives you even deeper insights into the market. And boom, the cycle starts all over again. It truly never stops.
So we've laid out this entire blueprint. It's a powerful system that gives marketers immense power to influence decisions, there's no doubt about it. But that power comes with a pretty big responsibility, which leaves us with a final and pretty important question to think about. Where should we draw the line?